and welcome to the 5-Minute Podcast Review for Monday, June 11, 2018. Got a couple of new podcasts to look at this episode, and by new I mean they both launched around 2 months ago in April. First podcast is called Gone. Episodes of Gone run 40 to 50 minutes, each looking, or should that be looking for, something or someone gone missing. For example, the first episode looks at a remarkable story, one that I'm surprised I hadn't heard before, the disappearance of a hijacker known as D.B. Cooper. The story goes back to the early 1970s, the days before heavy airline security when hijackings were more common. D.B. Cooper hijacks a passenger plane claiming he has a bomb, forces the plane to land and, holding the passengers and crew hostage, demands $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes, which he receives. He orders the plane to take off again and then, mid-flight over the US mainland, opens a door and jumps out with the cash. Now that in itself is extraordinary and very, very daring, but also extraordinary is that D.B. Cooper has never been seen since, nor is it even known who he actually was. The name D.B. Cooper was a false name on the booking. So the first episode of Gone tells this story in full dramatic detail and then attempts to work out what actually happened to D.B. Cooper after he parachuted from the hijacked plane. But I'm not going to spoil the story, you'll have to listen to the episode to find out. By contrast, another episode is focused on solving the mystery of Oliver Cromwell's missing head. This story goes back to England in the 1600s and Oliver Cromwell's overthrow of the British monarchy. Again, I won't spoil the story, but I can tell you get a good, brisk and fairly gruesome history lesson along the way. Other episodes of Gone try to find things from lost artworks through to entire lost civilizations. So check out Gone, you can use the link on your screen, and at least have a listen to the first episode, the one on the extraordinary story of hijacker D.B. Cooper. The other new podcast I wanted to mention is Decoder Ring, and Decoder Ring is all about breaking down the mysteries of modern culture, things like why do we clap, or why baseball hats are worn backwards. Episodes are released at the end of each month, so there's only a couple up at the moment, but you definitely should listen to the first episode called The Laugh Box. This is all about the cultural phenomenon of the TV sitcom Laugh Track, which was ubiquitous right up to the early 2000s, then almost completely disappeared, with some sitcoms dropping the laugh track midway through their run. Today, and you may not have consciously noticed this, but very few sitcoms have laugh tracks. And the story of the laugh track has a lot more twists and turns than you'd imagine, starting with why the laugh track was created in the first place, why it was hated by sitcom creators, and the devious methods they came up with to minimise its inclusion. We also hear about the so-called father of the laugh track and his device called the laugh box, a device that could be played almost like a piano to include a range of laughs, each signalling something different to the viewing audience. And we hear why the laugh track finally came to an end. It's probably more about laugh tracks than you ever wanted to know, but it's a well-researched and interesting listen, and it's a good introduction to the Decoder Ring podcast. Okay, that's almost it for this episode. A quick request though, if you know a podcast you think more people should be listening to, let me know. I'm my own research team here, so I'd love your help. In fact, I need your help, particularly to expose those podcast gems. Maybe something local to your area, wherever you are in the world, maybe something super specialist, or maybe it's your own podcast. Whatever you're listening to that you think's worth sharing, please email me at 5minutepodcastreview@gmail.com. That's numeral 5minutepodcastreview@gmail.com. Or even easier, you'll find the email link on your screen. And of course, also on your screen, you'll find the links to the 2 podcasts covered in this episode, which were Gone and Decoder Ring. Look forward to hearing from you with any podcast suggestions. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening.